Okay, so unahin muna natin yung SI units, no? So, in the field of electrical engineering, no, kasama yung at sa master electrician. So, ang ginagamit natin na unit is the SI unit, no? So, the units of the quantities most commonly used in electrical engineering are volts, amperes, watts, ohms, etc. And those of the metric system, no? So, yung SI system, that is the standardized version of the metric system. So, the units are embodied in the International System of Units or the Systeme International de Unités, no? This is a French word, no, which is abbreviated as SI. Okay. So the SI electrical units are based on the MKS-A, which is meter, kilogram, second, and ampere system, or to put it lightly, the metric system. So they have been adopted by the standardization bodies of the world, including International Electrotechnical Commission, the IEC, the American National Standards Institute, the ANSI, and the Standards Board of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering or the IEEE. No? So ito yung mga international bodies that adopted SI units as the standard units of measurement for all electrical engineering work. Okay, so we have the base units for the SI system, that is the CGPM. So there are 7 quantities, no, that have been adopted by the General Conference on Weights and Measure of the SI system as the base units. That is the quantities that are not derived from other quantities. So yung mga base units, so yung mga quantities na hindi galing, no, sa ibang mga units or sa ibang mga quantities, no? So we have here's the 7. So first, no, we will use the laser here. Yan. So una, length, no? So the SI standard unit for length is meter, and the symbol is M. For mass, that is kilogram, no? So kg. Then the time is seconds. The symbol is S. Electric current is ampere. A yung symbol, no? Capital A. Thermodynamic temperature or the temperature itself is Kelvin, K. The amount of substance, mole. So the symbol is also mole but MOL, no? Wala yung E. And the luminous intensity or the brightness itself is candela, in which the symbol is CD. Okay. Then we have also supplementary units, no? The supplementary units. So we have radian. So radian is the angle between the radii of the circle that is cut off the circumference of an arc equal in length to the radius. So meaning that is the arc, no, that is formed by 2 radius, no, of a circle, no. Then we have that is ang radian ginagamit siya to measure angle, no. Then you have steradian is to measure solid angle of any sphere. So sa isang bilog, kapag measure natin yung angle dyan, ang tawag sa unit ng angle na yan is steradian, no. So ito yun, no. So we have the plane angle, radian, rad yung symbol. Yung solid angle naman is steradian, the symbol is SR. Okay, so we have questions here, no? So if you want to answer these questions, no, you could type the answer on the comment section, no? For each part of this video will have this type of question based, no, on the previous RME board exam na lumabas, no? If you want to answer, so you could put your answer in our comment section, no? So, kunyari ito, no? The answer is letter H, so just put A on our comment section. Or you could also write the choice itself. Kunyari, answer nyo is letter C. So, C, tapos, ilagay nyo yung C, CGS. Ganyan. Okay. So, the SI unit is based on. So, ano yung sagot nyo dito? Just comment on our comment section. So, the SI unit is based on, sabi ko kanina, MKS, also known as the metric system. Ito yung tamang sagot. Letter A. No? Sa mga walang tamang sagot, no? Congratulations po. Next, we have the standard base unit for length is blank. No? So, you could post this video para pag-isipan, no, kung ano yung sagot nyo sa kanyo i-type sa comment section. Okay, so the base unit for length is letter A, meter, no? Okay, the supplementary unit used for plane angles is blank. So, plane angles yung ating keyword dito. So, ano yung unit for plane angles? So, the correct answer is letter D, radians, no? Kapag solid angle naman, no? Lagyan natin dito. So, para wala, no? Kapag solid angle naman, ang tawag dyan is star radians, no? Okay? Next, the standard base unit for current, no? The standard base unit for current is ampere. Yan. Okay. The standard base unit for luminous intensity is blank, no? Luminous intensity also known as brightness. So the answer is letter D, candela. No, ang symbol ng candela is CD. Okay? Yan. Then we have the SI decimal prefixes. So in order for us to um, use no the SI unit in large numbers or in large quantities or in very small quantities, we need to have the SI prefixes. No, so these are standard prefixes, affix, no, before any base unit, to which indicate that the certain number, no, or certain quantity is multiplied by a power of 10. No, so we're taking table para dyan. So, for example, to the power of 10 to the power of 18. So, meaning, yung isang number, i-multiply natin yan ng 10 to the power of 18. Yung 10 to the power of 18, it means that you are going to multiply 10 18 times. Tapos yung sagot nun, saka mo i-multiply sa kung ano yung pinaka-given na quantity. No? So, 10 to the power of 18, that is exa. 10 to the 15, peta. 10 to the power of 12, that is tera. 10 to the power of 9, giga. 10 to the power of 6, mega. 10 to the power of 3 kilo. So when we say 10 to the power of 3, that is 10 times 10 times 10. So that is 1,000. So kung kunyari at kapag sinabi natin 1 kilogram, so ibig sabihin yan, that is 1. Yung kilo, that is 1,000. So 1,000 grams. Yan. So 10 to the power of 2, that is hecto. 10 to the power of 1, deca. Then 10 to the power of 10 to the power of negative 1, dc. 10 to the power of 2, negative 2, centi. 10 to the power of 3, milli. 10 to the power of negative 6, micro. 10 to the power of 9, nano. 10 to the power of negative 12, pico. 10 to the power of 15, femto. And 10 to the power of 18, to. So those are the common, no? Common SI prefixes that you are using, no, in the field of electrical engineering. So, of course, itong 10 to the power of 18, no, the exa, that is not the largest, no, SI prefixes that have been used. But for the context of our field, so ito lang yung karaniwang ginagamit. Okay. So we have here 1,000 volts is equal to, okay. So when we say 1,000 volts, so ano siya kapag ginamitan natin ng prefixes? Okay, so 1,000, when we say 1,000, so that is 1 times 10 to the power of 3. Kasi yung 10 to the power of 3, that is 1,000, no? So, 10 to the power of 3, if we are going to go back to our table, so 10 to the power of 3 is, yan, kilo, no? Kilo yung 10 to the power of 3. So, that's why, ito magiging 1 K, yung symbol ng kilo, no? Ulit na rin yung table. Yan, K, yung symbol for kilo. So, 1K, tapos yung symbol for volts is V, so 1 kV. So, yung answer natin dito is letter C, no? Okay. So, para naman mas madali yun, kung yung talagang, other way to answer this one, so 1,000 volts. So, kapag sabihin nating gusto natin itong gawing prefixes, so isipin natin na nandito yung decimal point. Tapos, i-move natin yung decimal point hanggang maging whole number siya. Nawala yung 0, 1, 2, 3. So, tatlong beses tayo nag-move ng decimal point. So, ito magiging 1. Tapos ito, tatlong beses natin minove. So, maghahanap tayo ng exponent sa ating table na kung saan 3 yung kanyang exponent, no? So, ito, 3. So, kaya, kilo. Yan. So, ito magiging 1 kilovolts. So, kaya ang answer is letter C. So, you have there, no? Dalawang pamamaraan upang masagot ang tanong na to. Okay. So, which of the following is equal to 30 millihenry? So, ito naman, hinahanap naman dito is yung millihenry. Yan. Okay. So, 30 milli. So, milli is mH, no? So, balikan natin yung table natin. Okay. So, milli is 10 to the power of negative 3. Yan. M yung kanyang symbol, no? So, you have 30 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So, Henry na yan siya. So, ano yung equivalent nito? So, gagawin natin is, kasi ito is negative 3. So, dito yung decimal place natin, no? So, dito yung decimal place. So, ito kasi is 3. So, i-move natin to ng 3 times papunta dito sa left, no? So, 1, 2, 3. So, dito yung decimal place. So, ito kasi na mayroong space dito, so yan yung magiging 0 din natin. So, we have 0.030. So, may 0 yan kasi decimal na yan. So, 0.030 Henry. Or that is equal to, kahit ito, kahit i-eliminate natin yan. So, 0.03 Henry. And the correct answer dyan is letter B. If, ano naman, medyo mahirap naman to, so we'll use our calculator, no? Tapos na yung calculator natin. Yan, sa screen. Okay, so ang gagawin lang natin is i-type yung to. Type natin to, no? 30 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Yan. So, 30 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So, that is equal to, yan, 0.03. No? Meron pa rin tayong same na answer. Okay? Di ba siya maklaro yata yung calculate? Kaya natin ng konti. Yan. Okay. So, let's proceed to another slide. Yan. So, which of the following is equal to 0.0015 or 15 watts? No? So, gagawin natin dito is to make our 0.0015 watts devoid of 0. Walang 0. So, magiging parang whole number siya. No? So, gagawin natin 0.0015 watts, no? Equal to ano yung kanyang prefix dito na watts. So, gagawin natin, i-move natin to hanggang magiging whole number siya. So, 1, 2, 3. So, dito tayo sa after sa y yung decimal number, no? Pwede tayo sa 15, pero sa mathematics kasi, we are trying to get, no, the first significant figure, no? Yung non-zero figure, which is, or non-zero number, which is 1. So, ito magiging 1.5. So, ilang beses tayo nag-move? So, 1, 2, 3. So, that is, kasi nag-move tayo papunta sa right, no? Kapag nag-move tayo papunta sa right, tapos ginawa nating whole number, so, magiging, ano yan? Yung ating exponent is negative 3, no? So, times 10 to the power of negative 3, no? So, watts. So, ano yung times 10 to the power of negative 3? That is milli. So, yung ating ano dito is 1.5 milliwatts. So, the correct answer for this one is letter A. No, yung kanina kasi, kanina ha, balik natin yung 1,000 volts, no? Yan, 1,000 volts. So, dito yung decimal places natin, nag-move tayo papunta sa left. So, 1, 2, 3. So, magiging 1 times 10 to the power of 3 volts. So, kapag nag-move tayo papunta sa left, no, para gawing whole number yung given, no, or mawala yung 0. So, kapag papunta sa left, papunta dito, left. So, yung ating exponent is positive. Kapag papunta naman sa right, papunta dito, right. So, yung ating exponent is magiging negative. No? So, yan yung isa sa mga shortcut o yan yung isa sa mga solution without using calculator. Pero kapag may calculator kayo, no? Let's call out our calculator again on the screen. Ang gagawin lang natin is to type. No? Ita-type lang natin yung given. So, 0.0015. Yan. Tapos, Equals natin. No? Then, ipupush natin tong ing. Yan, ito, ing. So click natin yung ing or sa kapag kalaki yung i-push niyan. So, you have 1.5 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Tapos sa table natin ng SI prefixes, yung 10 to the power of negative 3 is milli. No? So, kaya yung sagot natin is times 10 to the power of negative 3. Yan. Okay, next. So, derived units. So, ano yung derived units? So, those derived units are units that are coming from the base units. No? So, most quantities and units used in electrical engineering fall into the category of the SI derived units. So, that is the units which can be completely defined in terms of base units and supplementary units. So, yung derived units galing siya sa base and supplementary units or supplementary quantities. So first, the first unit is Hertz, which is the unit for frequency, is equal to 1 cycle, no? Isang rotation per second. Newton is the force, the unit for force, which is equal to the acceleration of 1 meter per second squared or per second to a mass of 1 kilogram. So Pascal is the unit for pressure, which is equal to the force of 1 Newton uniformly distributed on a surface of 1 square meter. Joule, so that is the work done by a force of 1 Newton acting through a distance of 1 meter. Then watt, that is the unit for power. So that is the work required, no, at a rate of 1 joule, no? 1 joule per second. Coulomb is the quantity of charge which passes to any cross-section of a conductor 1 second, no, with the current is maintained at a constant of 1 ampere. Yeah. So we have also volt. So that's the potential difference, also known as the force, no, between 2 points of conducting wire carrying a constant current of 1 ampere. And when the power is dissipated is also equal to 1 watt. Then Farad. No, Farad is the unit for capacitance in which 1 coulomb produces 1 volt, no, or potential difference between its terminals. Then Ohm is the resistance of a conductor such that a constant current of 1 ampere in it produces 1 volt between its ends. And Siemens is the unit for conductance, which is also the reciprocal of ohms, kung saan yung merong 1 volt sa ating terminal which produces 1 ampere of current. Weber is the unit for magnetic flux, no, which is equal to 1 volt per 1 volt second. Then Tesla is the unit for magnetic induction, which is equal to 1 Weber per square meter. Henry is the unit for inductance, which is equal to the induced voltage in volts, no, which is equal to the rate of current, which is also in amperes per second. Okay. Then lumen, so that is the flux through a unit solid angle star region from a uniform point source of 1 candela, no? So that is the radians per candela. So lumen yung ating unit. Lux is the illumination, no? Ang brightness ng isang surface in which equal to lumens per square meter. Yan. Okay? So ito na, no? What if the unit for resistance? Okay? So you could pause this video to put your answer on our comment section. But the correct answer for this one is letter D. Yan. So the unit for resistance is ohms. Okay, so the SI unit for capacitance or capacitor in which a charge 1 coulomb produces 1 volts potential difference between its terminals. So that is farad, no? Okay, the SI unit for conductance of a conductor such that a constant voltage of 1 volt between its ends produces current of 1 ampere in it. So, conductance. So, the unit for conductance, no, ito yung pinaka-keyword natin, is Siemens. No? Ang old na pangalan ng Siemens is mho. No? Parang kabaliktaran lang ng ohms. Okay. The coulomb is a unit of, so the coulomb is a unit of electrical charge. So, the SI unit for frequency. Frequency is hertz. The SI unit for illumination produced at a surface of all points of which are 1 meter away from any per point of source of 1 candela. So the answer for this one is, the correct answer for this one is, no, yung SI unit for illumination. So the correct answer for this one is lux, no? So let's check. Tingnan natin doon sa sinabi ko kanina, no, sa ating, yan, lux, no? Okay. Okay, next we have the conversion factor. So this is used, no, if you don't have any way, no, to convert, no, the different units. So yung 1 meter natin, so yung 1 meter natin is equal to 3.3 feet. So we could use this one, no, 3.3 feet per 1 meter, or 1 meter per 3.3 feet, depending, no, on the given. So 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, and 1 inch is equal to 2.54 meters. So 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, and 1 hour is equals to 3,600 seconds. Ano, ano natin na yung 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. Yan. Okay, so now we will go to atomic theory. No, in this part of the video, we will try to understand the nature of electricity. So, bakit ba merong electricity? No? So, we first begin on the definition of electricity. So, electricity is the flow of electrical power or charge. No? So, we'll take note of the term charge, no? Because this is the reason bakit meron tayong electricity talaga. So, electricity is an essential part of modern life and important to the economy, of course. So, the advent of the modern technology ngayon, so talagang we need electricity to do our daily tasks in life. Now, people use electricity for lighting, heating, cooling, and refrigeration, and for operation of appliances, computers, electronics, machinery, and public transportation system. Okay. So, talking of charges, so the charge have um, two polarities. We have the negative and the positive polarity. So the polarity is a term used in electricity, magnetism, and electric signaling, just to name a few areas. So negative polarity is defined as the pole having the most electrons. So when a certain terminal has a negative polarity, so ibig sabihin sa terminal na yon, doon marami yung electrons, no? Kasi yung electrons that is negatively charged. Positive polarity is assigned to the pole with the fewest electrons. So, basta konti yung kanyang negative charge, so kaya nagiging positive. So, electrons move from the negative pole to the positive pole when two poles are linked together. No? So, yung ating electrons na nasa negative terminal, kapag nilapit siya sa positive, mag-move siya papunta sa positive. So, the flow of electrons is from negative to positive. Yan, no? So, yung flow ng electrons dito is negative. So, yung electrons papunta dito, kapag nag-connect tayo ng wire, so it will flow from the negative terminal up papunta po sa positive terminal, no? Okay. So, structure of an atom. So, we have here this is structure of an atom. So, ito yung tatawag tayong electron. So, yung charge po nito is negative. Yung ating proton, yung nasa loob ng nucleus, so itong buong to, yung sa gitna ng atom tawag yan is nucleus. So this is positively charged, positive. Habang itong neutron naman is walang charge or neutral. So ang nagmo-move, no, is the electron. Kasi yung electron, move siya kasi hindi siya nakadikit dito sa nucleus. Ang ginagawa lang ng electron is nagpapalibot-libot lang siya dito sa nucleus. So kaya yung ating electricity is a flow of negative charge or flow of electrons. Okay, definition of terms, no? So, when it comes to atomic theory, ito yung mga terms na dapat itandaan. So, matter, any substance that has weight and occupies space. So, for something to be a matter, so dapat meron siyang weight and it has also volume or it occupies a certain space. So molecule is the smallest particle of matter which retains all of the properties of the original substance. Compound is the substance which contain or the mixture, no, or the combination of two or more elements. So compound yan. So elements are substance that cannot be broken down by chemical means katulad ng oxygen. So there is no way po no na para yung oxygen is ma-break down into another type of substance. Talagang oxygen lang talaga yan, no? Atom is the smallest particle of an element that contains all of the properties of the element. Then we have neutron, a particle that has no electric charge. Okay. Electrostatic field, though the space around a charged body in which its influence is felt, no? So ito yung kunyari, meron tayo ditong current, no? Tapos meron siya tinatawag na electrostatic field, no? Kung saan kapag kahit hindi pa dumikit yung kamay mo dito sa ating wire or conductor, kunyari ito, bare to. So hanggang dito po lang yung kamay mo, mapi-feel mo na makukuryente ka. So this is usually true if the system has a higher voltage, no? So yan yung electrostatic field. Nucleus, no, katulad ng kanina pinakita natin sa ating ating model of an atom, picture of an atom. So nucleus is found at the center of our atom, which contains the protons and the neutron. Atomic number ng isang element is kung gaano kadami yung protons, no? And also kasi yung protons and electrons are equal, no? If in an element, so kung ano yung atomic number, ganyan din yung number ng electrons. Then mass number, so yung sum ng protons at neutrons sa loob ng nucleus. Kunyari, ang isang element, 4 ang kanyang proton, tapos 4 din ang kanyang neutron. So ang kanyang atomic mass is 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. O ang kanyang mass number is equal to 8. Okay? Then ion, so ito yung atom na nawala ng electron, no? So kung saan po or nawalan or nadagdagan. So it is a charged atom. So if ang isang atom is na walan siya ng electrons, no? So that ang mangyayari sa kanya is positive ion. So yung positive ion ang tawag dito is cation ion, no? So this is a positive ion, no? The negative ion has more electrons. So it's a negative ion. Ang tawag dyan is anion, no? Negative ion, okay? The neutral atom. So ang neutral atom equal ang kanyang protons at electrons. So hindi siya charged, kaya neutral. Free electrons. So those are the electrons na nasa pinaka-last, no? Or pinakamalayo na nagpapalibot-libot sa ating nucleus. So kaya madali siyang i-move. So usually sa flow ng electricity or sa electricity, yung mga valence electrons or free electrons yung pwedeng i-move, no? So if a certain atom has more valence electrons, so nagiging madali siyang i-move, no? Kunyari, meron siyang ito, tapos dalawa or tatlo, no? So we could move it very easily kasi it will only take Q, no, or konting energy para ma-move siya, no? Yeah. Okay, electrons, no? Electrons is a stable subatomic particle with negative electric charge. So the mass of an electron, so ito, so 9.0938 times 10 to the negative 31. So no need to memorize this one po. So this is just only to show you how insignificant, no, the weight of an electron. So that is about 1836 times, no, the mass of a proton. Yung proton naman natin, so it is positively charged, no, opposite po sa ating electron. So medyo mababa din ang kanyang weight, what is 1.67. So protons have the absolute charge than electron just positively charged, no? Same sila na absolute ang charge, pero sa protons lang is positive. So the charge is equal to 1.602, no, times 10 to the power. So ito to the power of negative 19. So protons and neutrons are found in atoms nucleus, in which they are called nucleons. Okay. So the most basic particle of a negative charge is blank. So ano yung most basic particle sa negative charge? Okay, so the correct answer for this one is electron, no? Kasi negative ang kanyang charge. Okay, if neutral atom loses one of its valence electron, it becomes a blank. So, nawalan siya ng negative. So, ang mangyayari doon is, mas madami na yung proton compared sa electron. So, yung charge ng electron is positive. So, the correct answer for this one is positive. Okay, now we go to types of material according to electrical properties. No? So, meron yan, no? So, types of material, we have the conductor. Types of material that allow the flow of charge. So, meaning, ibig sabihin nun, pwede pong makaflow yung ating electrical current for this type of materials. So, the most common conductors are made from metals. Now, such material allows the current to flow due to the presence of free electrons or ions, which starts moving when voltage is applied. We have semiconductor, which is materials that have conductivity between conductor and insulator. So they can block or allow the current, no, providing total control for it. So to make it more, more controlled, so naglagay tayo ng impurities sa ating semiconductor, which is known as doping. So it modifies the properties like unidirectional flow, meaning one direction na yung pag-flow ng ating current, or amplification or energy conversion. So the electrical conduction inside conductors is due to the movement of electrons and holes. So, ibig sabihin kasi kapag nag-move yung electron from one atom to another, yung nag-move na electron papunta doon, so electron tawag sa kanya. Yung iniiwan niya na place doon sa atom, no, ang tawag doon is hole. Okay. Then insulator. So this is the exact opposite of a conductor. So an insulator is a material that has very high electrical resistance and does not allow the flow of current. There are no free electrons in insulator. Those they do not conduct electricity. Thus, they are used to protection against shock. No? So they are usually used as protection for electric shock. Okay, we have here the comparison. No? Okay. So for the definition, ito yung sinabi natin kanina. Their temperature, no? So for resistor or for conductor, nag-i-increase yung resistance as the temperature increase. For semiconductor, it will become the resistance of semiconductor decrease, no? As the increase in temperature. So nagiging mas malapit siya sa conductor if the temperature decreases, no? Then insulator have very high resistance but it still decrease with temperature, no? So yung ating conductor ay insulator nagiging mas baba ang kanyang resistance if bababa din yung ating ating tawag doon, ating temperature, no? The resistivity, no? So the resistivity is the amount of resistance, no, offered by a certain material per meter. So for conductor that is low, 10 to the power of negative 5. For semiconductor normal, so 10 to the power of negative 5 to 10 to the power of 5. So this will depend on the temperature. For insulator that is very high, so 10 to the power of 5 ohm per meter. Okay. Then valence electrons in the outer shell for conductors, so kaya nagiging mas madaling i-move. No, yung electrode kasi isa lang, no? Isa lang kanyang valence electron. For semiconductor, 4. For insulator is 8, no? So examples of good conductors, we have gold, copper, silver, and aluminum. For semiconductor, we have silicon, germanium, selenium, antimony, gallium arsenide, which is also a semi-insulator, no? And also boron. For insulator, we have rubber, glass, wood, no, dry wood. No, kapag kasi basa, kasi water also is a conductor. So, any insulator kapag nagbasa, no, or nagiging basa, no, or nagkakaroon ng moisture, it will become an conductor itself. No, air, mecha, plastic, and paper. Application, no. So the application of conductor is used to transmit current, no, from one place to another. That is the very important purpose, no, ng ating conductor. The semiconductor is usually used for electronic devices, no? So cellphone, computer, solar panels, electronic switches, and energy converters and amplifiers. Insulator is used for protection against electric shock, no? And also it's insulation for the different parts of power circuit, not to prevent short circuit. Okay. So we have here the electron valence of a copper atom is blank. So copper itself is a conductor. Therefore, its valence electrons is 1. No, hindi po siya negative 1 because this is a conductor. A semiconductor such as silicon has an electron valence of blank. So semiconductor, this is 4. In a metal conductor such as copper, wire, positive ions are the moving charges that provide electricity. Free electrons are moving charges that provide current. There are no free electrons, none of these. So, ano ba ito yung tama? So, the correct answer for this one is letter B. No? So, the substance which have a large number of free electrons and offer low resistance are called blank. So, low ang kanyang resistance, it is called conductor. One of the following which is not a poor conductor. So, alin ito yung hindi poor conductor? So, the correct answer for this one is copper. No? Okay, now we go to the fundamental electrical quantities. No? So, the first is we have voltage. No? So, that is the unit for voltage is volts, the force that pushes the electrons to move from one atom to another. So in order for electricity to flow, dapat meron tayong force. That force was called, or dapat meron tayong nagpupush no, sa ating electron. And that pushing force is what we called as voltage. No? This is also known as EMF or electromotive force, potential difference. No? It's also known as potential difference. No? Okay. So 1 volt is the energy of 1 joule that is consumed when a charge of 1 coulomb flows in an electric circuit. No? So this is the formula in getting the volts. No? We are going to compute the volts in terms of joule and charge. No? So yung ating E dyan is voltage. That is volt. W is work or energy. And unit for energy is joule. And Q is charge, in which the unit is coulomb. Okay, so let's have this example. No? What is the potential difference if 5 kilojoule of energy pushes 2,900 coulomb of charge? Okay, so we have here our solution. No? Pwedeng i-pause yung video if you want also to answer. So we have E is equal to W over Q. So write mo natin yung ano yung ating W. So our W is 5 kilojoule. So sa given, as a formula, dapat yung unit natin for W is only joule. So ang gagawin natin, yung ating 5 kilojoule, gagawin natin yung joule. So yung kilo, that is 1,000. So 5 times 10 to the power of 3 joule. So this is 5 times 1,000. So magiging 5,000 joule. Yung ating Q naman is 2,900 coulomb. So, we need to convert over that one kasi yung hanap lang natin is for the unit to be coulomb. So, substitute natin to. We have 5,000. Okay. So, we have 5,000 joule divide 2,900 coulomb. Okay. Calculator. Yan. So, we have 5,000 divide 2,900. So, this is equal to 1.72, no? 1.72. So, our answer, yung ating voltage is equal to 1.72 volts. So, the correct answer is letter A. Okay, next, no? What is the output voltage of a battery that expends 12 joule of energy in moving 1.5 coulomb of charge, no? Okay. So, yung ating formula, W over Q. So, yung ating given, the W is yung may unit na joule. So, 12 joule. Habang yung ating coulomb is 1.5 yung coulomb natin. So, substitute, we have 12 joule divided by 1.5 column. No? So using our calculator again, okay. So we have 12 divide 1.5 is equal to 8 volts. No? So the correct answer for this one is 8 volts. Okay, so balik pa tayo sa ating discussion. So ito meron tayong example. No? So we have 1 ampere of current corresponds to issue the following. No? Yung A, 1 coulomb per 1 second, 1 joule per 1 second for letter B. Letter C is 6.25 times 10 to the power of 18 electrons. And letter D is 0.16 times 10 to the power of negative 18 coulomb per second. Okay? So, kung babalikan natin kanina yung ating formula for current, no? So, current is equal to the charge divided by time. So, yung charge natin dito is 1 coulomb. Tapos, yung time naman natin, no, from the formula, that is 1 second. So, yung ating current pala or ating 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per second. So, tamang sagot po dito is letter A. Next, so which of the following statement is true? So, alin po dito yung true? No? So, you could post your answer in our comment section. Okay, gusto nyo pong sumagot, no? Okay, so the correct answer for this one is letter B, no? So, voltage can exist without current. So, there will always be a voltage, no, kahit walang flow of current. The only thing is kapag walang voltage, so there will be no flow of current. So, itong letter A, this is false. Letter B is false because current could not flow in an open circuit kasi ano, putol yung linya, no? Or incomplete circuit. So, this is false. And yung itong both B and C, so yung true is only B pero hindi yung C, kaya ito is false then. Okay, next. So how much charge is accumulated in a dielectric that is charged by a 4 ampere current for 5 seconds? So we have choices 16 column, no? 16 column for letter A, 20 column for letter B, 1.5 column for C, and for letter D, 0.8 column. If we are going to go back to our um, formula, no? So current is equal to Q over T. Okay, so ang gagawin natin is we are solving for column. So itong T, dapat ilipat natin sa kabila, no? So ang hinahanap kasi natin is yung Q. So kapag ilipat natin sa kabila to, kasi dito is sa baba siya, pag ilipat sa kabila, magiging sa itaas yan, magiging kasama nitong T, itong I. So we have I times T is equal to Q. So we interchange no, their places. So Q is equals to I times T. Then substituting the given. So yung I natin is current. So yung may amperes. So that is 4 amperes. Yung time natin is in seconds. So itong 5 seconds. So 4 times 5. So that will be 20. So the unit for charge is C or coulomb. Yan. Diba nangyari? Biglang bumilis. Okay. So the correct answer here is Q. No? Or the correct answer is letter B. Okay. Yan. Okay, we have a charge of 6 coulomb moved a given point every 20.25 seconds. So how much is the current flow in amperes? No, hinahanap naman natin ito is current. So I is equals to Q over T. So kasi current na hanap, so no need to manipulate the formula. So yung charge natin is 6, no? Habang yung ating time in seconds is 0.25 seconds. Okay? So using our calculator, so we have 6 divided by 0.25. Okay? So the correct answer is 24. Not 24 amperes. So yung sagot dito is, so the current is equal to 24 amperes, which is letter A. Okay? Now we will go to electric power, no? So electric power is defined as the rate of consuming electrical energy. So ito yung rate, no? Kung gaano kadami yung kinokonsume natin na energy per second, no? So the unit for electrical power is watt, no? Watt yung unit ng electrical power. And the formula is equals to, yung ang formula niya is P is equals to E times I. In which yung ating P is equals to power in watts. Pwede din yung ating power is will be expressed in HP, no? HP is horsepower, no? Usually motors, yung wattage ng ating motors, no, are in horsepower. So yung 1 horsepower is equals to 746 watt. Then our E is the voltage in volts, no, yung unit, at yung I natin is current in amperes. Okay, so we have this example, no? So a ohm resistor draws a 2 ampere from 300 volt source. So what is the power of the resistor? Okay, so from the formula kanina, balikan natin. So ito, no? So P is equals to E times I. So P is equals to E times I. So yung ating E is 3 volts, no? Kasi yan yung voltage. Yung ating um yung ating current is 2 amperes, no? Okay. So using our calculator, i-calculate natin para sure talaga. No? 3 times 2, so that would be equal to 6. No? 6. Okay. So the correct answer for this one is 6 watts. No? Okay. So the correct answer is letter C. Okay. Next, no? The SI power for unit. So ano yung unit for power? So the unit for power is what? No? Itong Henry, this is for, tulad ng sinabi natin doon sa unahan ng ating discussion, this is frequency, column is charge, at itong watt hour is energy. Or to be specific, electrical energy. Okay, yan. Okay, all of the following are equivalent to watt except blank. So, alin po dito ang equivalent to watt? Okay. Okay, so alin dito yung equivalent to watt? No? So, the correct answer for this one is, di ba yung ating power is equals to current, voltage times current. So, itong current is in volts. Yung current natin is in amperes, no? So, pwede natin interchange kasi kapag multiplication, pwede yan mag-interchange, no? So, this will be amperes times volts, no? So, the correct answer for this one is letter C. Okay, then we have electrical energy. So, that is the capacity of electricity to do work. So the unit for electrical energy, the commercial unit for electrical energy is kilowatt hour. So ito yung binabayaran natin sa ating mga utility company. So depende kung ilang pesos per kilowatt hour. Then the unit for energy itself is joule. Then 1 British thermal unit BTU, no? We're going to relate that one to the energy, no? Is equals to 1.005 kilojoules. Okay. Yan, no? Okay, so we have energy consumed by a heater operating 1,000 watts by operating in a period of 2 hours, no, will be, so lahat ito kung ano yung kanyang kilowatt hour, no? So to get the kilowatt hour, no? So all we need to do is multiply power by the number of hours, no? So yung power natin dito is 1,000 watts, no? Aside pa sa multiply the power by number of hours, i-divide natin to sa 1,000 kasi kilowatt yung hinahanap. Okay. So the number of hours is 2 hours divided by 1,000. So this is W. Yan. So magiging ito is we could cancel this one. No? So we will left with 2. So ito magiging kilo. 2 kilowatt hour. So the correct answer for this one is letter B. Okay, resistance. No? Another quantity of electricity is resistance. So that is the property of a material that resists the flow of current. No? So it will resist the flow of current. So yan yung resistance natin. So the unit for resistance is ohm. No? So the ohm yung unit ng ating resistance. So ito yung symbol niya na Greek letter na omega. Yan. So heat in a conductor is produced on the passage of current due to, so bakit nag-init yung wire, no? So that is due to high resistance, no? Letter D. Okay, Ohm's law. So ito na yung pinaka-common ng mga problem na lumalabas sa RMA question. So it's all about Ohm's law. So Ohm's law states that the current drawn by an electric circuit is inversely proportional to the circuit resistance, and the proportionality constant is equal to the supply voltage of the circuit. No? So ibig sabihin, so yung ating current is directly proportional so to the voltage, and ang constant natin is it is inversely proportional to the resistance, tapos yung constant natin is voltage. So ito yung formula. So if napapansin sa baba, meron tayong mga triangle. So these are the Ohm's law triangles. So paano ito gamitin? For example, if you want to get the voltage, so ang matitira is yung I at R. So ito times yan. So kaya voltage is equals to I times R. If you want to find the current, so you just erase the current here. So kasi yan yung hinahanap. So we have voltage over resistance to get the current. No? Kasi voltage over resistance. If you want to find the resistance, no, so ito yung iwala natin. So that will be equal to voltage over current. So kaya yung formula in finding resistance using Ohm's law is voltage over current. No? So I natin current, the unit is ampere. Then yung V is voltage across the resistor or across the load or the supply voltage. So that is in volts. Yung R natin is resistance of the resistor or the circuit, which is in ohms. Okay, so the example. Okay, so we have 30 microampere of current in a 120 kilo ohm resistor. So the voltage is equal to black. No? So yung given natin muna. So yung resistance natin is 30 microamperes. No? So ang micro is that is SI prefixes. So yung sa table natin, so yung micro is 30 times 10 to the power of negative 6 amperes. No? So ito pala, current pala to kasi 30 micro. So this is current. Sorry for that one. Okay? Erase muna natin to. So this is current. Hindi ko na current pala yung kanya, ampere pala yung kanyang unit. Okay. The resistance is 120 kilo ohm. So kilo, that is 120 times 10 to the power of 3 ohm. So hinahanap dito is voltage. So if we are going to use the Ohm's law triangle, so ang kailangan remember natin is the positioning. So this will be your voltage, this will be your current, and this will be your resistance. So yan yung positioning niya. Pwede maka-interchange yung resistance dito, yung current, o okay lang, hindi maapektahan yung paggamit ng also triangle. Importante yung voltage is nasa taas. Okay, so voltage, no? Pwede V or pwede E yung voltage natin. So ito yung ating hinahanap. So matitira is current times resistance. So our current is 30 microamperes or 10 to the power of negative 6. 30 times 10 to the power of negative 6. Habang yung ating resistance is 120 times 10 to the power of 3 ohms. Okay, 2 amperes. So solving for that one, so gagamitin natin is our calculator. Okay. Siguro yan ako, ito yung calculator natin. So, siguro banda para makita yung ating isa-solve. Okay. So we have 30 30. So times 10 to the power of negative 6 close parenthesis times 120 times 10 to the power of 3. Okay, tapos equals. So that is 18.5 or equal to 3.6. So 3.6, so the unit for this one is in volts, no? Okay, so 3.6 volts. Okay, so yung ating voltage is 3.6 volts. So the correct answer is letter D. Okay, next. So how much is the resistance in a circuit if 15 volts of potential difference produces 500 microampere of current? Okay, okay, solution. Okay, so ang given natin, meron tayong voltage which is 15 volts. Meron din tayong current which is equal to 500 microampere. Huh? Okay, so if we're going to solve for, ang hanap dito, resistance R. So using our Ohm's law triangle, okay, so I, R, 3 sa taas, ito yung hinahanap. So our R is equal to the voltage over the current. So itong current kasi micro, so that is 500 times 10 to the power of negative 6 amperes. So substitute lang natin yung mga given. So we have 15 volts over 500 times 10 to the power of negative 6 amperes. No? So using our calculator again. So we have so 15 divide 500 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6. Yeah. So the correct answer for this one is 30,000. No? Kaso sa ating sa ating choices, pinala ko. So sa ating choices, wala po tayong 30,000. No? So ano yung bagay natin yung 30K, yung 300 meca, yung 3,000 kilo or 3 kilo. So to answer that one, ang gagawin natin is to press ing. Yan, ing. So ganyan 30 times 10 to the power of 3, no? So ano yung ibig sabihin ng 30 times 10 to the power of 3? Yung 10 to the power of 3, that is kilo. So ibig sabihin, yung ating answer ngayon is equal to, so the resistance yung resistance natin, so this is equal to 30,000 ohms or equal to 30 kilo ohms. So the correct answer for this one is letter A. Okay, so how much current does a 75 watt light bulb draws from 120 volt power line? Yeah, okay. So solution muna tayo, no? Solution. Okay, so yung given natin na power is 75 watts habang yung ating voltage is 120 volt. Okay? So, the formula for power is E times I. So, ang hinahanap dito is current. So, itong E or voltage lipat din sa kabila. So, dito nasa taas siya. Pag natin sa kabila, magiging nasa baba yan. So, P over E is equals to I. So, interchange natin. So, I is equals to P over E. So, our power is 75 watts. No? Our voltage is 120 volts. No? So, using our calculator. Okay. So we have 75 divided by 120. So this is equal to 5 over 8. So ito, i-press nyo yung SD. Yan, para maging decimal. So 0.625. No, kaso dito walang 0.625. So i-press natin yung ing. So that is 625 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Yung times 10 to the power of negative 3, that is milli. So our answer is 0.625 ampere. Or equal yan siya sa 625 times 10 to the power of negative 3 ampere, or equal to 625 to 10 to the power of negative 3, that is in milli. So milliampere. So the correct answer is letter A. Okay. Unahin natin yung Ohm's law at electrical power. Okay. So kung makikita po niyo, meron po tayong dalawang triangle. Yung isang triangle po dyan is para sa Ohm's law. So ito po yung para sa Ohm's law. Yan. Ito naman po yung para sa power triangle. At ito po yung ating Ohm's law wheel. So yung Ohm's law wheel, ang gagawin dito is yung hinahanap is yung power given yung current at yung resistance. So ang magagangyari is I squared lang tapos times R. Kapag given naman yung voltage at current, so i-multiply natin yung voltage at current. Kapag given yung voltage at resistance, so A squared over R lang. Kapag hinahanap naman dito is yung voltage, so voltage is that equal to power over current kapag given yung power at current, square root of power times resistance, pag given yung power resistance, at current times resistance kung resistance at current naman yung given. Kapag hinahanap naman ng resistance, given yung power at voltage, so that is E squared over E. Given yung voltage at yung current, so that is voltage divided by the current. Given yung power at yung current, so that is power divided by the square of the current. Kapag sa current naman tayo, yung current ang hinahanap, given yung voltage at resistance, that is voltage divided by the resistance. Kapag given yung power at resistance, so square root lang natin, no? Square root of the power divided by the resistance. Kapag given naman yung power at yung current, ng voltage pala, no? Power at voltage. So that is equal to the power divided by the voltage. So yung current natin, ang kanyang unit is in ampere. Yung voltage naman is yung volt. Resistance is ohms at yung power natin will be in watts. Okay? So, i-apply po natin itong dalawang triangle na to at yung ohms law wheel by having this example. Okay, so we have a 100 ohm resistor dissipates 1 watt of power when connected to a DC voltage source. So, we need to find the value of the DC voltage. Okay, so kung gusto niyo pong sumagot, you could pause this video para po meron kayong time para kapag solve ng inyong sagot, no? At tapos saka nyo na po i-play to compare if we have the same answer. Okay, so if we are going to use the Ohm's law triangle, so ang hinahanap po natin is yung voltage given yung power at resistance. So voltage, power, at resistance. So voltage is equal to the square root of the power times the resistance. Okay, so yan po yung isusulat natin na formula. Okay, solution natin dito. Okay. So power is ano pala? Hindi pala power yung hinahanap, but voltage. No? Okay. So voltage is equals to the square root of the power times the resistance. So yung given natin, ating power is equals to 1 watt. At yung resistance naman natin is equals to 100 ohms. Okay. So substitute lang natin. So we have square root of 1 watt. So 1 watt times 10 ohms. 100 ohms pala. 100 ohms. So we have square root of 100, no? Watt at ohms to ito, no? And watt at ohms, that will be equal to volts. So square root of 100, that is equal to 10 volts. So yung tamang sagot po dito is 10 volts. So what if po hindi po natin alam yung ating Ohm's law triangle, hindi po natin na memorya. So mas madali po kasi i-memorize gamit yung Ohm's law triangle, no? Kasi yung Ohm's law medyo mahirap yun. So ang daming patandaan. Okay? So ang ating gagawin lamang is first to remember the Ohm's law triangle, no? Yan. Okay. So ito po yung ating voltage dito, current, tapos resistance. Ang kasunod naman natin tatandaan is yung ating power triangle. Okay? So dito yung power, dito yung voltage, at dito yung current. Okay. So ang hinahanap po natin is yung ating current, given po yung resistance at yung watts or power. Okay, so hinahanap natin yung voltage. So, kunyari dito, no? So, dito natin yung Ohm's law triangle natin. Okay. So, ang hinahanap natin is yung voltage. Okay. So, kapag hinahanap natin ito is yung voltage, so yung voltage natin is magiging E is equal to I times R. No? Kasi takpan natin ito. Tapos, dito naman, kunyari, meron tayong voltage. So, hanapin natin dito yung current kasi hindi rin given yung current. So, current is equal to, so dito yung current, so magiging P over E. Yan. So, P over E. So, itong current dito is isa-substitute natin dito. So, magkakaroon po tayo ng, so itong ay magiging P over E times R. Gagawin natin, ilipat natin yung E dito. So, magiging E squared over P times R. So, i-square root natin yung both sides para ang maiwan dito is only E. So, we have P times R. Then, i-substitute natin yung given. So, yung current, yung power natin is 1 watt habang yung ating resistance is 100 ohm. So, that is equal to 10 volts. No? So, pareho pa rin yung sagot. No? Medyo mahaba-haba lang tong part na to. So, this is only good if hindi niya talaga na-familiarize or na-memorize yung Ohm's law triangle. Okay? Next example tayo. Okay. So, a resistance of 220 volt, 100 watt lamp will be blank. So, hinahanap dito po is yung resistance. Okay. Solution natin. So, ang hinahanap po is the resistance. Okay. So, given po natin yung voltage, which is equal to 220 volts. Habang power po naman is 100 watts. Okay. So, balik tayo sa ating Ohm's law triangle. Tignan natin yan. Yan. So, ang hinahanap is resistance. Given po yung ating voltage at power. So, resistance. So, ito, voltage power. So, that is E squared over P. So, balik po tayo doon sa ating problem. Okay. So, para masolve po yung ating resistance. So, resistance is equal to E squared over P or voltage squared times T divided by the given power. So, we have 220 squared over 100. Okay? So, gamitan po natin ito ng ating calculator. Okay? Ano yung calculator natin? Yan. Okay. So, meron po tayong 220 squared divided by 100. So, this will be equal to 484 ohms. Okay? So, yung sagot po dito is 484 ohms. So, letter C po yung ating tamang sagot. Okay? So, try po natin yung isa, no, na solution if hindi po nyo na-memorize yung Ohm's law yun. So, gamitin natin dito yung Ohm's law triangle. So, una, dalawang triangle. Okay. So, voltage, current, resistance. Tapos, yung isa is yung sa power triangle natin. So, ito yung ating power, voltage, at yung current. So, ang hinahanap po natin is yung resistance. Kung dito, yung ating resistance po, ito yung ating hanapin. So, that will be E over I. Okay. Kaso lang, sa given, wala tayong current. So, dito tayo magsusolve sa current kasi given yung power at yung voltage. So, current is equals to P over E. So, substitute lang natin. 100 watts divide 220 volts. Okay. So, gamitan natin ng calculator. So, we have okay. So, meron po tayong 100 watts divided by 220. So, that will be equal to 0.4545. Okay, 0.4545. Okay. Yan. So, 0.454 na lang. 0.454. So, this will be 0.454 amperes. So, dito natin i-substitute. So, we have 220 volts divided by 0.454 amperes. So, yung ating resistance. Okay. So, ito yung answer kanina, no? Yung 454. So, ang gawin lang natin is 220 divided by 454. So, that is the answer yung kanina. So, divide by the answer lang tayo. So, we'll end up with 484. Kapag nilagay naman yung 454, so 0 divided by 0.454. So, makakaroon tayo ng konting discrepancy dito po sa ating tawag doon sa ating decimal kasi nag-round po tayo. Nonetheless, the answer is 484 ohms, no? Which is letter C. Okay. Okay, next, no? Mayroon pa tayong isa pang example. So, na yun. Yan. Okay. So, with R constant, ano po dito yung totoo? I and P are inversely related. Voltage and current are directly proportional. Or voltage and I are inversely proportional. So, kapag constant po yung ating resistance. Okay, solution, no? Try po natin gamitin yung Ohm's law triangle. Okay. So, resistance. So, given yung power at current. So, balikan po natin yung formula. Resistance, power at current. Okay. So, P is equals to I squared. I divided by P divided by I squared. So, this would be P over I squared. So, kapag given naman yung voltage at current, so R, so kapag ginamit natin yung Ohm's law, this will be E divided by, or V. Dito V yung ginamit sa choices, no? But yung V and E are the same, no? For voltage yan. So, they are not directly proportional kasi hindi sila nagka-multiply, no? Dito naman hindi sa inversely related because meron tayong I squared dito, no? So, tignan natin, no? If this I squared is, we could have that one as inversely related. How about yung voltage at current naman, no? So, R is equal to E over I, no? Kapag constant yung ating current, so yung ating voltage, no? Kasi dito, lipat natin to. So, yung ating current will be E over R. So, ito yung constant. So, in this one, so yung ating voltage at yung ating current is directly proportional. So, letter B po yung ating tamang sagot. Okay, next. If the voltage across a variable resistance is held constant, no? A current is blank. So, yung voltage po yung ating resistance. So, same na po sa question kanina, no? So, it is inversely proportional to resistance, directly proportional, or similar sa value. So, balikan natin yung formula for Ohm's law. Okay. So, current is equals to E over R. So, itong R, so kapag itong R is nilakihan natin constant yung voltage, bababa yung current. Kapag yung current naman, kapag yung resistance naman is di-decrease natin, tataas yung current. So, they are inversely proportional. No? So, magkabaliktaran sila. No? So, this is letter A. Okay. So, ipagpatuloy po natin po yan ang ating discussion. So, dito na po tayo sa resistance of wire. No? To get the resistance of wire, ang formula po is rho L over A. Within our R natin po is the resistance. No? Yung ating rho is the resistivity of the material. Yung ating wire is, yung L natin is the length of wire. Yung A is the cross-sectional area, habang yung V naman natin is the volume of wire. So, for example, no, ito sa table natin, if our rho is ohm centimeter, or ohm meter, dapat yung length po natin is meter, yung area natin is the square meter, habang yung volume naman is the cubic meter. So, kapag yung resistivity natin naman is naka-ohm centimeters, dapat yung length natin is ohm centimeter, yung area is square centimeter, habang yung volume is cubic centimeter. Tapos, kapag yung ating resistivity is ohm circular meter per feet, so dapat yung length natin is naka-feet, habang yung area naman natin is naka-centimeter, circular meter. So, sa ngayon, ang i-focus natin is itong formula na to. So, doon po sa mga channel members, so meron po tayong separate video, no, for these two formulas, no? Po. So, hindi naman to talaga siya masyadong lumalaban sa ating RMA board exam. So, siguro mga exam probably no problem lang. Usually, ito yung madalas na ginagamit na formula. But for those who want to have history, no, over this topic, so pwede niya po i-view yun if you are channel members. Okay. So, going back to the table, so we are going to base, no, our unit dito po talaga sa ating resistivity. Okay. So, we will have that one using our example. So we need to determine the resistance of a bus bar made of copper. If the length is 100 meters long and a diameter of 115 mm. So use 1.7241 micro-ohm centimeter as the resistivity. Okay, so ito po yung mga choices natin. No? Okay, so you could pause the video, tapos magsosolve kayo, then i-play nyo ulit yung video to have or to compare our solutions. No? Tama ba yung solution nyo? First, we need to write the given. So, yung una is length, which is 100 meters. Yung diameter, which is equals to 115 mm. Yung resistivity, which is equals to 1.7241 micro-ohm. So, that is 10 to the power negative 6 ohm centimeter. So, dito, centimeter yung ating unit sa ating resistivity. So, lahat na ito is convert natin into centimeter. So, we have 100 centimeter into 1 meter. So, naman is 1 centimeter 10 mm. Okay? So, wait natin yung calculator. Saan din? Wala yung calculator dito. Okay, yan. So, we have 100 times 100. So, that is equal to 10,000. Okay. So, dito, 10,000 na yung length natin. 10,000 centimeter. So, ito namang sa diameter natin. So, we have 1.15 divided by 10. So, that is 0.115. Okay. Yan. So, 0.115 centimeter. Okay. So, yung formula po natin, the formula, R is equals to rho L over A. So, meron na tayong length, itong L na to. Meron na tayong resistivity. So, wala tayong area. So, to get the area, so, gagamitin natin yung diameter. No? Kasi, the area of a circle is pi d squared over 4. So, substitute natin yung diameter. So, pi times 0.115 Okay. Okay, so we have 115 squared divided by 4. Okay. So our area is equal to, so calculate naman tayo. Okay. So we have shift pi times 0.115 squared divided by 4. No? So yung 4 po, constant po yan. No? 0.01. Okay. So we have 0.01 or 0.010 square centimeter. Okay. So substitute po natin yan dito. So our resistance is equals to resistivity, which is equal to 1.7241. So 1.7241 pala to. Times 10 to the power of negative 6 ohms centimeter. Yung length po natin is 10,000 centimeter. All over the area, which is equal to 0.010 square centimeter. So makakancel po natin lahat ng centimeter. So we're left with ohms. So using our calculator. Okay. Okay, yung calculator natin. So we have 1.7241 times 10 to the power of negative 6 times 10,000 divided by 0.010. Okay, so this is equal to, okay, wala pala tayong 4 sa taas. So, may kulang pala tayong isang number dito. Yan, equals. So, 1.7241. So, 1.7241 ohms. So, ang correct answer mo nito is letter B. Okay? Okay, so talking about circular mill, no, yung unit kanina for activity which is ohm circular mill per feet. So circular mill is defined as the area of the circle having a diameter of 1 mil. Yung 1 mil natin is equal to 0.001 inch, or kung babalik rin natin to, 1 inch is equals to 1,000 mil. So to get circular mill of a certain wire, so i-square lang natin yung diameter ng unit is naka-mil. And we have 1 MCM, no? Mega circular mill is equal to 10,000 circular mil. Okay? So we have this example. So what is the diameter of a wire in inches? No? Okay. So 150 MCM. Solution. Okay. So alam po natin na yung MCM, 1 MCM is equals to 1,000 cm. So i-convert po natin to. So 150 MCM is equal to 150 times 1,000, no? cm. So this will be equal to ito, pag-calculate po natin, no? Okay, so pwede calculator. Okay, so we have 150 times 1,000. So this is 150,000. No? So 150,000. So we have 150,000 cm. So yung cm po natin is gagawin po natin circular mills. So mula sa formula, so cm is equals to d squared. So kapag in-square root natin both sides, so our d will just be equal to cm. So ito po, binaliktad ko lang po siya. So no need po na malito. Kasi kapag dito ilagay ko dyan, so ganun pa ilagay ko rin sa kabila. So our circular mills is 150,000 cm. Okay, so i-calculate po natin. So square root of 150,000 is equal to 387.5 no? 387.3. So our diameter is 387.3 mils. Yan. Okay. So ngayon, convert natin yung mils natin into inches. No? Okay. So D is equals to 387.3 mils. So yung 1 inch natin is equal to 1,000 mils. No? So cancel, cancel. So our diameter is equal to ano yan? 387.3 divided by 1,000. Yan. Answer po natin is 0.387. No? So 0.387 inches. So ito na po yung ating answer for this problem. Okay, then we have effect of temperature in resistance. So usually the effect of temperature in resistance, kapag tumaas po yung ating temperature, tataas din po yung ating resistance. So for this equation, ito is formula to. So R1 over R2 is equal to T plus T sub 2 over T plus T sub 1. Yung T po natin is D. Yung itong R1, R2 natin pala is yung R1 initial resistance habang yung R2 is the final resistance. Yung dalawang T natin na malaki, so that is the inferred absolute temperature. So that is the temperature in which our resistance will be equal to nearly 0. So that's inferred. Then T1 is the initial resistance, T2 is the final temperature. Yung T1 pala is the initial temperature. Delta T dito sa formula na to, dito. So this is equal to delta T. This is equal to T2 minus T1, And yung alpha natin is the temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay, yan. So to get the temperature coefficient of resistance, ito na po gagawin natin 1 over T plus T1. Kung ano yung given dito na temperature, ipa-plus natin sa inferred temperature, makukuha na po natin yung temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay, so temperature coefficient of resistance, so that is the temperature coefficient of resistance or TCR, is the calculation of relative change of resistance per degree of temperature change. So it is measured in ppm or parts per million degrees Celsius per degree Celsius. So 1 ppm is equal to 0.001%. Okay, so a positive coefficient of resistance means that the resistance increases with an increase in temperature. So example of these ones are the pure metals. So their coefficient is approaching 0 can be obtained by making those metals as an alloy. Ang negative naman na coefficient is for material that the resistance decrease with an increase of temperature. So semiconductor like carbon, silicon, and germanium typically have negative temperature coefficient kasi ang kanilang resistance is nag-decrease kapag na-increase yung ating temperature. So these are the temperature coefficients of conductors. Yan. So kaya yung carbon dito is negative kasi negative ang kanyang temperature coefficient. So yung pinakamababa dito na temperature coefficient is itong si constanta. Copper and aluminum are nearly identical. Yung silver din. Tapos, so ito pala, yung manganese yung almost 0 ang kanyang temperature coefficient. So meaning, there is no relative effect to the resistance of manganese if the temperature increases or decreases. Okay? Yeah. So inferred absolute temperature is the temperature of resistance when a given material is 0. So ito yung temperature na kung saan yung resistance natin is 0. So they are all negative because they are considered below 0 temperature, negative yan. But if are going to use that one on our solution, so we'll drop the negative. Okay. So we have silver, copper, so gold, aluminum, So this, ang pinaka maano talaga ito yung constant which is negative 125,000 degrees Celsius negative or below zero. Okay. So ito, well, our example, a resistance as a wire has a resistance of 30 ohms and 40 degrees Celsius. If the temperature increase to 60 degrees Celsius, what is the resistance of this temperature if the temperature coefficient at 20 degrees Celsius is 0.00393? Okay, let's have here our solution. Okay, so isa natin yung mga given natin. So our initial resistance is 30 ohms. Our initial temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. Then our final temperature is 3 degrees Celsius. Our inferred temperature coefficient at 20 degrees. 20 degrees is equal to 0.00393. Yan. So, ang hinahanap dito is yung R2. So, mula sa formula kanina, okay, so R2 is equal to, R2, okay, so talaga natin yung buong formula. Okay. So, R2 over R1 is equals to T plus T sub 1 over T plus T sub 2. So, solving for R2, so ilipat natin yung R1 dito. So, R1 is equal to T plus T sub 2 over T plus T sub 1. Okay. So, meron tayong R1, R2, T1 at T2. So, kunin muna natin yung itong malaking T. No? So, mula dito, so we know that our inferred temperature is equal to 1 over T. So, dito is 20. So, kaya dito din is 20 kasi given is 20 degrees. No? So, substitute natin yung value 0.00393 is equal to 1 over T plus 20. So, ipagpalit natin silang dalawa. So, we have T plus 20 is equal to 0.0, di ba? 1 pa pala. So, this will be 1 over 0.00393. So, if we are going to solve for T, so T is just equal to 1 over 0.00393 minus 20. Kasi yung positive na 20, lipat din sa kabila, magiging negative. Okay, using our calculator. Okay, so we have 1 over 0.00393 minus 20 is equals to 234.45. So we have T is equals to 234.45 degrees Celsius. So ito yung substitute natin dyan. So yung R1 natin is 30 degrees. So yung T natin is 234.45 degrees Celsius. Yung T2 natin is 60 degrees Celsius. So 234.45 degrees Celsius plus yung T sub 1 or yung initial temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, so yung R2 natin, so using our calculator again, so we have 30 times 234.45 plus 60 over 234.45 plus 40. So equals 32.18. So 30, yung R2 natin is 32.18 ohms. Ang pinakamalapit mo dito is letter A. Okay? Next. So we have conductance. So conductance is the measure the material's ability to conduct electric current. So it is exactly equal to the reciprocal of resistance. So the unit for conductance is Siemens, no? Which is formally mho, no? So ito yung formula, ito yung conductance 1 over R. If we're also going to use the conductivity, so that G is equals to rho L over A, and the conductivity is just the reciprocal of the resistivity. Okay? So these are the table of conductivity and resistivity of common conductors. Yan. So ito po yun. No? So sa mga channel members po natin, so lahat po ng mga table nandito po sa ating slide. You could ay post po yan sa ating community post. No? So you could also download the picture. No? So dito yung pinakamababa o pinakamataas yung conductivity at pinakamababa yung yung um, resistivity, no, is our silver and copper. Kaya ito yung kadalasan ginagamit as as material for wires, no? Yan, no? Okay. So we have this example. So 120 meter wire, so total resistance of 60 ohms. We need to find the conductance. Okay, solution. So given po tayo ng length which is 120 meters at ng resistance which is 60 ohms. So if we are going to only consider the resistance, so masosolve na po natin yung conductance which is equal to the reciprocal, no? So 1 over R, so that is 1 over 60 ohms, no? Okay. So using our calculator, okay. So we have 1 divide 60. This is equal to 0.016. So wala pong 0.016 yan, pero mili po sila. So ang gagawin po natin is to push this button na in. No? So mayroon tayong 6.67 to the power of negative 3. So yan po yung mili. So yan na po yung magiging answer natin. No? So we have 16.67 milli, yung unit is Siemens. So the answer is letter B. Okay. Then we have insulation resistance of cable wires, no? So R is equals to rho 2 phi L, Ln R2 over R1. So yung L po natin is the length, yung R is the resistivity, yung R1 is the radius of the cable, habang yung R2 naman is the radius or the outer radius of the cable, or that is the radius plus the thickness, no? So yung R2 natin is the R1, the radius, plus the thickness. Okay, so we have this one. Okay, solution. Okay, so we have a cylindrical rubber insulated wire has a diameter of 0.18 inch and an insulation thickness of 0.25 inch. If the specific resistance of rubber is 10 to the power of 14 ohm centimeter, it's going to determine the insulation resistance per 1,000 feet of cable. So yung given length po natin is 1,000 feet, habang yung ating resistivity is 10 to the power of 14 ohm centimeter. So i-convert po natin to into centimeter. So we have 12 inch is to 1 feet at yung ating 2.54 centimeter is to 1 inch. Okay? So we have 1,000 times times 12 times 2.54. Okay, so this is equal to 30,480. So we have 30,480 centimeter. So yung ating R1, yung given is diameter. So diameter is twice the radius. So i-divide na natin ito ng 2 para makakuha natin radius. So, zero diameter. Lagyan natin yung formula. Okay. So, diameter divided by 2. So, we have 0.18 divided 2. So, this is 0.09. Yung R2 natin is R1 plus the thickness. So, we have, this is diameter. So, we have R1 is 0.09 habang yung thickness is 0.25. So, R2 is equals to 0.34. Okay? So, now solving for the resistance. So, R is equals to rho 2 pi L ln R2 over R1. So, substituting. So, we have 10 to the power of 14 ohm centimeter divided by 2 pi. Our L is 30,480 centimeter ln. So, yung ating R2 is 0.34 divided by 0.09. Okay, so using our calculator. So, we have 10 to the power, 10 to the power of 14 divide 2, which is 5 times 30,480 ln 0.34 over 0.09. Okay, so correct answer is, so 694 plus 694,024,134. So gamitin natin itong ing para magiging ano siya, scientific notation. So we have 694.02. So yung answer natin is 694.02 times 10 to the power of times 10 to the power of 6. So that is mega ohm. So the correct answer is letter. Okay? So, dyan po natatapos yung ating session 2. So, I hope po meron kayong natutunan po sa ating discussion ngayon. No? And as always, enjoy learning.